Want to level up or draw souls fast? I have a method that requires no sailing and will leave you on the same island over and over again. When Season 11 first launched, with the new Dive to Voyage system, it introduced a lot of exploits, making quests and loot fast and repeatable. Each time a new way was found, it took some days or weeks and it was patched. I mean, I don't necessarily complain, as some of these exploits could potentially destroy the balance in the game. As a lot of others, I've been trying to figure out fast ways to level up, and also how they nerfed the system. When you vote down the quest, it will give you the closest island, but not if you're less than a square away. Then it will direct you to the next closest island. After completing the quest, you will have to cycle through and complete all other islands to get back to where you started. Before, you could just vote down and cancel until you got back to the same island. It doesn't matter if you have a crewmate on the given island, everything is calculated according to the ship's position. These rules are the key factors for our mission today. We're gonna be doing a bounty for a Skeleton Lord. This mission acquires no diving, and our goal is to park our ship just outside the boundaries, so we can get the given island, but close enough to cannon ourselves over there. To be able to make this happen, we'll need assistance of at least one crewmate. Before we set sail, vote up Order of Souls emissary flag, and make sure to stock up on all food you can find. Fire bombs is also extremely helpful defeating the waves of golden skeletons. Cook all the meat and store all your supplies in a storage crate. This way we can bring it on to the island. Okay, so now, where do we go? Well, the island I found best doing this is Sailor's Bounty. It's located all the way northwest, making us less target for other ships and easier to vote the correct island. If you spawn on the other side of the map, you could try to either scuttle and chain sea to get a closer outpost, or you could just vote down a diving mission. The last way, you will keep your supplies if you already started gathering. Now, the sailing time to Sailor's Bounty is shorter. Before we think about getting in position, it's smart to drop off the storage crate on the island. This is the best place to park your ship. Anchor yourself as soon as the sails enter the circle. Then you're as close as you can get to the island. On this side of the map, there's a drift that will make your ship rotate even if you have the anchor down, so I recommend only using it to park. Then you put the wheel slightly to the right to counter the drift. It's really hard to find the sweet spot, so I bet you have to re-angle a couple of times. Alright, how does this work? First off, both pirates have to vote down for a bounty. This will activate waves of skeletons to defeat, resulting in a final wave with a Skeleton Lord. Well, here comes our trick. As soon as the Skeleton Lord spawns, one pirate take the mermaid back to the ship and vote to cancel the quest. Then, that same pirate cannon himself back to the island. Now, it is the other pirate's turn. Grab the mermaid and vote to cancel the quest. After the voyage has been cancelled, there has to be at least one pirate alive on the island. If both pirates were to leave the island, either by dying or taking the mermaid, the boss will despawn immediately. Anyways, don't die and defeat the boss, and you will be granted the same amount of loot as if the quest was still active. Pile the loot together in one spot, as it will not despawn as long as you're around. But if you're planning on doing this in multiple hours, I recommend touching it to just be sure. Now that the boss is defeated, both of you can go back to the ship and vote for another skeleton bounty. This time, it will also be on the same island, and you can do it all over again. Try to avoid the missions down in the cave. It is easy to get killed and is a long way to run with the loot. If you get this, you could simply just cancel and vote for a new one. Doing this for 1 hour made me as much as 8 Order of Souls levels and around 100k. And it also knocks off a lot of commendations for killing Skeleton Lords and selling trading company items. If you really want to have a hard time, you could try to activate multiple Skeleton Lords on the island at the same time. But I do not recommend this during storm. I also compare this method to the raid voyages, specifically the skeleton ship battle, rewarding you the all-seeing eye. The battle only takes 10 minutes, but because of the sailing time, I was only able to do 3 within an hour, resulting in the same amount of levels. The downside of this is that you will be the only active world event on the map, being a target for all other pirates. So what you think will only take 10 minutes may turn into 30 or 40 minutes. All that said, I think a mix between everything is the only way to keep us from losing our mind. It is a long grind, and there's plenty of stuff to do on the way. I hope this helped you out and also gave you an understanding on how the quest voting system works. Be sure to comment if there's something I should mention or something I'm missing out on. The sea is constantly changing, so until then, happy sailing. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. See you on the seas.